Alrighty, hello. If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering where to get all of the items in the game. Or just specific items. Either way, hopefully this guide will help you. So first things first, the intro stage. There's 2 collectibles to get here. Doesn't matter who you use as long as one of them is 0. So the first item we're going to get is the K Knuckles. And it's in the first area here. You're just going to be jumping along the top of these waterfalls and get the Knuckles right here. Alternatively, if you don't make the jump over on the left there, what you can do is you can come over here and then you can just double jump up. If you find that easier. And then if you are playing on the version 1.2 or later for the touch mod, there's going to be one more collectible in here. And that's going to be a heart tank. Past the second section there. So we're in the final section before the boss door. And when you get to this first shaft here, it's instead of going down like you normally do, you want to go up. And it's just sitting right there. And that's it for the intro stage. Alrighty, so I forgot to mention for the intro stage, for the heart tank, if you're playing on version 1.1 of the touch mod, that heart tank will not be there. That was added in 1.2, so if you're playing on 1.2 or later, then that heart tank will be there. Next up, we got Avalanche Yeti stage. And in this stage, we are going to get the Z-Buster. That's not what I want to do. A heart tank and a sub-tank and X's blue helmet. So, first up is the heart tank. We're just going to take this bike through this entire first section here until you get to this little ramp, this jump here. You're going to dash and jump so that you can make it up. And then here's the heart tank. Now, for the Z-Buster, there's a couple ways you could do this. If you want to get it immediately, you're going to need the bike. If you do it later on, when you have some sort of way of breaking these blocks, then you can use that instead and it'll be much faster. But if you want the Z-Buster right away as like your first item after you start a new game, then you need the bike. And what you're going to do is you're going to just dash and jump off of the bike so that it crashes into the block. And we're going to do it 4 times. So that was 1. That's 2. That's 3. And then this is 4. There's a block that's right here that you have to break. And then that's the Z-Buster. Now, luckily, the Z-Buster can indeed break blocks. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that afterwards. Now I'm gonna... You know what? I'm not gonna cut. I'll just do this boss. So next up is the sub-tank. And then last will be X's blue helmet. Gonna take the secret. And then when you get to this, I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, when you get to the 3rd little spot here, or the second gap, I guess, second pit, you want to go down, and that'll be your sub-tank. And then, you know, if we didn't move so far away from the spot. You can park the bike here, go down, get the sub tank, and come back up, and the bike will still be here. Which just makes it slightly faster if you want. You don't need it, of course. You break the wall, and then we're going to go up. And we're going to backtrack a bit so that we can get our bike again. And now you want to go off of these two ramps. Again, you're going to want to crash the bike into those blocks. And that's X's blue helmet. And then I shall cut over to the next one, which I believe is Manowar stage. On to the next stage. Next up, we have a Dynasty or Manowar stage. This stage has the Rogue Blade, a Heart Tank, the laser for X, and yeah, that's it. 3 things to get. The first up will be the Heart Tank. Just play normally with the bike until you get to here. You want to go off of this ramp. And there's your Heart Tank. Alternatively, if you did Yeti, you can use Zero's Yeti ability to just jump up if you miss it with the bike. Next up is going to be the Rogue Blade. So just keep playing normally until you get up to this bike here. Actually, you don't need this bike. What am I talking about? Well, you might. So if you didn't get the Z-Buster and you don't have any way of breaking the stage, you will need to go back and get a bike. So I'm going to do that just to show it. Of course, the bike needs to spawn in. There we go. So now we're going to take the bike. This is going to be a long process. You bring the bike up. And now when you get to the second spot here that goes down, take it. Because you can hear the little tink, tink, tink. That means that there's a block here that you have to break. You can do it with a Z-Buster, but in case you don't have any way, let's say you chose the stage as your first stage, we're going to do the same thing we did in Yeti stage. We're going to have to do it 3 times because there's another block here, and then there's one right there. So you're going to have to go all the way back, get the bike, bring it back, crash into the next block, and then do it again the 3rd time. Or you can just use the Z-Buster and break the blocks. And that will get you the Rogue Blade, which is basically just a bigger saber, Z-Saber. And then lastly will be the, I want to say it's the Icarus Buster. I don't know, the laser. Again, so the laser, it's in the final section here. You want to take the bike. Doesn't matter if you take the first one, if you lose it or what, because you just grab another bike from one of these guys. And now you're going to get down to this spot here. You'll see this little ramp. You're going to want to dash jump off. And then time your jump off of the bike perfectly. Well, it's pretty lenient. Especially if you did Yeti. You can do Zero's Yeti move again. I'll show you here. I don't think there's enough. Yeah, you can't quite do it. If you miss taking the ramp, you can just go off of this flat platform here. And that'll get you up. And again, with Zero's Yeti move, it makes it easier. in case you missed the jump. Like that. And yeah, that was X's laser. I'm going to call it laser. Alright, so we are moving on to the third stage now, which is going to be Panda. In this stage, you have the high jump boots for X, heart tank. You have V hanger for 0. And I believe that's it. 3 things again, because there's no sub tank in this stage. So what you're going to want to do is bring a ride armor. It doesn't matter if it's the blue one. You can bring one of the green ones if you want. You're going to bring it all the way over to Vile's door. As I am very badly showing. So, again, couple ways to do this. You can do it the way I just did, where you jump off at one of the last possible moments on this treadmill. But you can see it's a little difficult to actually get up to the platform. You have to time your spark shot right at the apex of the jump when you start to go down ever so slightly. And then that'll let the ride armor stall long enough to be able to get up here. Or you can just do it the casual way. You know, you get off, you let the ride armor ride the treadmill. Just make sure that you jump in as soon as you can because, yeah. And then, yeah, here's the V hanger. You can do this without the ride armor. You just need some way to traverse a horizontal distance long enough. You could do it with something like X's Charged Thunder Dance, which we just got if you are following along. If you didn't bring X, however, then you would need to use the ride armor. You can't just jump over. Well, actually you can. Never mind, I'm just dumb. Ignore me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Next will be... what is it? Oh yeah, high jump boots. Right after Vile's door. We're just going to go up here. And you want to go to the left. That's it. You can double jump if you want. Just make sure that you do it far enough at the ledge. But not far enough that you actually lose the double jump. And that's the high jump / double jump boots for X. And then lastly will be the heart tank. Doesn't matter which path you take here. You can go to the bottom path, top path. Doesn't matter. I'm going top path because fast. We're going to go through the final door here. The heart tank is going to be right before the boss door. So, again, if you don't have any way to break blocks, you need a mech. So either the green mech right there, or the blue mech if you brought it all the way over, or some other green mech that you brought over. If you use the mech, you drop it off here, and then you are going to race it. You're going to race it over to here, and you're going to jump in the ride armor. Right here. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump over to here right away. The mech will just break the blocks no problem, but if you already have a way to break the blocks, you can ignore it completely. And that's everything for Panda stage. Next up we have Rooster stage. Or Inferno, whatever you want to call it. What do we have in this stage? We have a heart tank, we have a sub tank, we have X's blue boots, which are his iframe boots, and we have D glaive for 0. So, after the first door, you're going to want to play through normally up to this first vertical section. Instead of going right like you normally do, you want to go left. And there'll just be a wall here that you can break with, I'm pretty sure, anything. You could just break it, and then that'll be your glaive. That was changed from the Zashko mod. Before you needed hammer, and you had to use Trilabite's ability in order to get it, but not anymore. Well, not in the touch mod. You can break it with anything. Now for the heart tank, after you get through the door, the first fall, all you're going to do is, any way that you want to get up to here. It's pretty easy. It's not hidden or anything. So, enjoy the free heart tank. And then last but not least is X's, or no, it's not last, is X's blue boots. Once you get down to the slalom spot and you see the little eye guy, you're going to want to go left. And again, there's some ways to do this. You can... Oh, that doesn't actually... Oh, it does. You can turn off these little lightning walls if you want, either with axles, thunder gun, stun gun, whatever it's called. You can use the thunder weapon with X. I know that Zero's Thunder Dash does it, but it's a little more dangerous, I guess. Or you can just skip him and then use Yeti's ability after a double jump. And that is X's iframe boots. And then lastly, the sub-tank is going to be here in this final section with the firewall. It's going to be right before the boss door, so just play through this section normally. Until you see the life here. You're going to go 1, 2, and you're going to go up. And that'll be your sub-tank. Instead of going over to the right, where the boss door is. If you don't have Yeti's ability, but you have some way to go horizontal, you can just get over there by going over to the boss door side first, of course. If you are worried about the timer with the flame wall, you can freeze it, and that will just stop it completely. Alright, so next up is Mantis' stage. What do we have in this stage? We have a heart tank. We have... what do we have? We have X's lifesteal armor, or bleed mechanic armor, I guess. We also have 2 things, but that won't be until later. We have to come back for those. So the first thing will be the heart tank. It's going to be in the middle of this stealth section here. And it doesn't matter. You can get caught if you want. It's not going to make the heart tank like uncollectible. What you're going to do is a couple ways here. So this is a little power generator thing that you can turn on with any lightning weapon, and it'll open up the gate. Or if you don't have lightning, then you just come down here. This will be on. it turns off with the power turning on. You just come down here, you double jump above it, and then you go up. And then for X's armor, through the last door, I guess, before the boss. And if you don't turn the power on, this area will be dark, so you can memorize it if you want. But if you have something like fire, lightning, whatever, that emits light, then you can just, go through by using those. Or you just follow this little light guy. Or just memorize the spot. Anyways, the armor, when you get down to this little staircase area, you're going to want to go up here. Again, if you never turn the power on, this will be lightning, so you have to double jump and then make sure that you don't actually touch the lightning, because it's an instant death if you do. I believe you can also come from the right side. If you don't want to risk touching the lightning here, come over to the elevator shaft and go up. And then just go to the left here. Right, so next up on the docket is Gravity and Onion. Antonian. So this stage has a little gimmick in it for getting Zero's weapon. You have to not rotate the stage at all until you get the weapon. So make sure that you are not pushing any of these buttons. If you don't have a way to break blocks, come back when you do, because you cannot do it otherwise. You can use Panda's weapon, you can use Z-Buster, whatever, in order to break the blocks. Just make sure that you don't hit the switches. And then after you do that, when you get to this staircase thingy and go through the teleport, it's going to be up through a false roof, I guess. And that'll be the T-breaker. Alright, so next up is the heart tank. Once you beat Vile, or no, it's not the heart tank, it's X's armor. You are free to rotate the stage if you want now. But if you have Panda's weapon for breaking the blocks, you can just use it to break the spikes as well, if you want. Or, let's say you have V-hanger, like I do with the lightning dash. You could dash through, and then you could just rotate, and then boom. There's a few different ways of doing it. You can use burn Rooster's weapon on X if you charge it. That will also break the spikes. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to break the spikes if you are scared of them. Or you can rotate the stage, whatever you want to do. This will get you the, what is it, orange or red? I don't know, I'm colorblind. I'm going to say orange. Orange helmet for X. It sucks, don't use it. After that, you come over here. Again, you can rotate the stage if you have some way to break the blocks. If you don't, then you just, you go up here and make sure that you are not touching spikes, of course. But let's say you do rotate the stage. Then you could just fall down here, break the block, and the heart will be there. And then you can just break the spikes on over if you want. Alright, so number 7, we have a Trilabite stage. What does this stage have? This stage has the B-fan, it has a heart tank, it has a sub-tank, and it has an armor piece for X, which I forget which one it is. So, as we go through here, you are going to see the B-fan. Don't worry about it for now. We'll come back for it. You can see it, it's right there. Ignore it. we'll come back for it. What you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to go through this first section normally till you get to the spike pit. You want to come down here, use any fire move that you have to break these. And you're going to get the damage reduction knockback, no knockback armor for X. And while you're doing that, the robot is just going to do its thing and then die. Now that the robot is dead, now we want to go back. So just head on back to where you saw the fan. Right here. It's also here because for whatever reason the modder did not take it out. It's an alternative. If you don't have Antonian's ability to smash the ground and break the bridge, then you can grab that fan. Now we have 2 fans for some reason. Again, the mod maker just, I don't know if they intentionally left it in or what. And then for the heart tank, you have to backtrack after you fall down. And it's going to be right up here. If you didn't break the bridge for the shortcut and you went all the way around normally, then it's going to be, okay, that's new. I didn't know about that. Anyways, you get to this spot, you go through the door, and yeah, you just grab the heart tank where it is. I'll be right back to where we fell down the bridge. After you get the heart tank, you just come on back here. And we're going to get the sub-tank. It is on spikes. If you want, you can grab it and die. Doesn't really matter. If you have burn Rooster's weapon, you can use it to break the spikes. You can use glaive with Panda from the other side, from like the right side over here. It will reach and it will break the spikes over here. You can charge burn Rooster with X. You can use Panda's grenade with Axle. Lots of different ways. So I'm going to do V-hanger and fire, just like with getting the capsule for X. You just dive right into it and it'll break the spikes, so you don't have to worry about them. That's everything for the stage. Alright, so 8th, but not the last, we have Sunflower Stage. This is probably going to be the most annoying for casual players. You do need to get S rank if you want to get everything. That means S rank on all 3 sections, all in a single life. If you don't want to get the armor for Axel, then all you need are A ranks in all 3 sections, and it can be in as many lives as you want. So, I am going to go for S ranks, and I'm going to do it with 0. Oh, no, okay. You are allowed to die on the first section, just as long as you do all 3 sections back to back in a single life. Alright, so that's the first S section with 0. We're going to get the heart tank. So we're going to get another A rank or S rank in here. That's not what I want to do, but okay. That's also not... Okay, game. I need you to work with me here. Gonna get another S rank here. Because it's gonna be another, 100% completion. So we will need the white armor axle. We get the sub tank here. And then third section. Some people say that this is the most tricky section. Some people say the first section is the most tricky. I don't know. It's really down to personal preference, really. And there you go. That's all S ranks in a single life with 0. And this will be X's tri-shot buster. And then what you want to do, well, actually, not yet. Not yet. Hold on, not yet. Gonna be the boss first. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so we got the triple S rank on Sunflower Stage. And we beat the boss. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to the armor screen. We're going to turn off everything for Axel. No heart tanks, no sub tanks. Make sure that Axel is on your team. We're going to go back into Sunflower Stage. And since you got the triple S rank, there's now teleporters. So you don't have to do it again. And it'll take you right over to the secret bosses. And you want the top teleporter to be active. And you do that by having nothing on one of your characters. No sub tanks, no heart tanks. And you're going to enter the capsule with that character. And now to get white Axel, you have to do this annoying fight. Not nearly as annoying as in other mods because, for one, he no longer has lifesteal. 2, you can bring a second character with full life. Just as long as Axel has no heart tanks, no sub tanks, then he'll be fine. And then what you're going to want to do is you get red down to, very little health as you can. And you do that because you want Axel to get the final hit. If Axel does not get the final hit, you don't get the white Axel armor. Okay, now we've gotten all the heart tanks in the 8 Maverick stages. We've gotten all the sub tanks in the 8 Maverick stages. We've gotten all of X's armor parts in the 8 Maverick stages. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bring X along with us in place of 0 or Axel. Doesn't matter, just as long as X is on the state, in the party. Actually, make sure it's X and 0. Because we are going to Mantis' stage again. Because there's 2 things that we have to pick up here. First up is the Black 0 armor. So, play through this first section normally, like you do, however you do. When you get to this first elevator section, go up. Capsule's right there. Just as long as you have all of 0's weapons, all of the hurt tanks and sub tanks, you can grab the capsule. I don't know if you need to beat the boss. The bosses. I haven't done extensive testing, but I know that you are allowed to get hit and still get the capsule. You could not do that in the Zashical mod. It had to be hitless. Anyways, next up is Beta 0. You're going to want to go through the stealth section here. And you do not want to get seen this time, not like before when you were first going through the stage. So, if you want to play it slow, you want to play it fast, it's up to you really. Just make sure that you don't get seen. And then once we get over to the power generator, as long as you haven't gotten seen, you can come up here to this shaft. If you get seen and the lights turn on, this little spot here, it's going to close. It's like a door, and it will close. But that will get you Beta 0. Now, the reason why we brought X on the team is because on the Jacob elevator stage here, we're going to get X's ultimate armor. So once you get to this outside section, climb up, and you'll see that there's a platform over there in the top left. So just jump on over, go through the fake roof, and now have a little bit of fun with this fight. Just make sure that X is on the team. If X is not on the team, then you won't get his ultimate armor. And he has to be alive too, so. He does not. So it won't show, but you just unlock the ultimate armor. So if you go over to X, you actually do have to click on it. It'll show that he has it equipped. He doesn't. You do have to click on it in order to equip the ultimate armor. But in version 1.2 of the touch mod, there was a heart tank added to the Jacob elevator stage. Now there's a couple different spots that it can be. If you're playing just regular 1.2, then the heart tank is going to be right here. You might have seen it the first time I came through here. And the only way to get it is by using second shot with Axel's Mantis weapon. It's like boomerang cutter in Mega Man X1. So now we are going to Gateway. Again, version 1.1, nothing has changed about the stage. Version 1.2 or later, there is something to get, and in order to get it, you need Gateway Skip to be off. So we turn Gateway Skip off. And now we're going to go to the teleporter room. And we're just going to go up. Because it's right here at the top. So triple jump, or however you want to get it, Yeti, move, whatever. But Black Zero does have 5 regular jumps, so yeah, it's not that hard to. Alright, time for the final stage and the final collectibles in the game. Sigma Palace. Use whoever you want. I'm going with 0 and X because fast and Nova Strike. You're just going to play through the stage normally until after you defeat Vile. Alright, so we just beat Vile, and we're going to play through this section normally. Until you get to the spike section here. When you get to like the vertical spike section, when you're on this platform, decide who you want to use now, because once you go past this spot, if you swap, you die. I'm going to use 0 here. And you can see down in the bottom right above the timer. Let me just turn off the in-game timer. Never mind, that doesn't turn it off. Okay, so yeah, you can see the spikes go down and to the right here. There's a little opening there. So, it's going to be scary because there's lots of spikes everywhere. If you know X2, you know what's going to be coming up here. So you just want to avoid all the spikes. There's two spots here where there's spikes on the top and bottom, like in X6, I believe it is. I like to use 0 because with V hanger Raikozin, you can just go through both of them at once. And now, this section might look a little familiar for avid X2 players. This is Hellway from X2. You can see the little drop where you go through, up and around. So the way I like to do this is double jump with 0 here. Don't hit your head on the roof. You're going to dash right, and then you're going to go left. And right before you hit the spikes here, you're going to do, what's the spin called? I don't even remember. Resetsuin. You're going to resetsuin up and left into the corner. So, double jump, and then make sure you're not close to the wall so that you wall jump. I did it resetsuin, but you get the idea. To get good, and dodge them. See, just like that. You can do it like that. You don't even need to do the resetsuin. If you're good enough, you can just, after you dash and then you drop down and to the left, you can just avoid the spikes entirely. And then once you get here, you can see the two lines here, like at the bottom and the top here. That's when you know you want to go. And that is the final, nope, it's not the final collectible. Because if you go over here, there's one more heart tank. Heart tank number 12, if you are on 1.2 or later. Don't touch this. It'll kill you. It's just a meme from the Mega Man X5 comics, I think. Yeah, just go back, take the teleport, and do the rest of the game. Enjoy the spoils of everything you've collected. Yeah, that was everything to collect in the game. There are still 2 more secret bosses, of course, that you can fight. Serenade and Cutman. Or you could do the Omega Zero fight as well. Copy Zero, Fake Zero, whatever you want to call it. It's literally the exact same as the X vs. Zero fight. Just with different music. Hope this helped.